Hi, everybody. What we're going to do today is you're going to log on to a site called Checkology. And Checkology is a great way, it gives you basically a formula so that you guys can become detectives. It's kind of like a BS detective. You're going to be able to not only think about media, for example, as far as what you do on your phone. If you're on Instagram or you are on Facebook or whatever it is, you are basically scrolling for 5 minutes. And while you're scrolling for 5 minutes, you will see like hundreds of different media. Media can be a picture, media can be a poster, media can be a meme, media can be a song. All of that is information that is coming to you. And so as historians, because we're living right now in a very historic time, so I thought we would start the course because I want you guys to be able to process what's happening. Number one, with COVID, right? There's a lot of information out there. A lot of that information is credible because that's the biggest thing that you want to look at. If somebody tells you something, you need to think about, okay, number one, where is that source? What is that source? Is that source somebody who's an expert? Is it somebody who is trying to sell you something? Is it somebody that's trying to persuade you? So you have to right away think about what is the purpose of why I'm getting this information. Maybe it's just a selfie, somebody wanting to show how cute they are. But for the most part, there's 6 categories. And so basically, this is a really fun little thing. You should think of it as fun because you want to try to do well, and you really want to be smart about what's happening right now, right? Whether it's COVID, whether it's the insurrection of the Capitol, whether it is the flat earthers, whether it is the tobacco industry, whether it's the United Nations, no matter what it is, you want to make sure that you are able to. I'm starting to pick up my spiral because it's about what's coming up, but you want to be sure that you are able to look at something and say, yes, I think that could be true, or no, these are a lot of reasons why that may not be true. And, it takes a long time to be able to prove it, but it's really not that hard if you are demanding evidence. Look at the 3 words down here. A claim is something what is the purpose? What is the claim that somebody's making? Evidence is what you look for to see whether you think the claim is valid. And then you have to look at the source. Where did it come from? So this site, look at it right away. First of all, one of the big problems right now, look at and this for the first couple times I did this, it took me a long time to find this stupid arrow right here. Look at how it's hidden behind the help button. You have to kind of scroll up and there's the next button. So you click the next button and this is the lesson we're going to do today. In between these two, we're going to do this one too, but this one's really short. This one's just the kind of the test. Can you tell the difference between a fact and an opinion? And they're going to tell you the difference, but they're also going to shoot through all the questions and I will see your results. So one of the things that I wanted to tell you, and the reason why I got the spiral out, is because no matter what you're doing in this class, whether it's on Checkology or whether it's a video I'm showing you about something else, or whether it's a TED Talk, or whether it's a video on the French Revolution, like we watched last quarter, you guys need to be able to write down things like right here. This first lesson, look what it says. Categorize information into one of 6 zones. You need to know news versus opinion versus entertainment, advertising, propaganda, and raw information. And you might think right? Like I thought, okay, that's going to be pretty easy. Everybody knows how to do that. But it's not, and it's intentionally not. They're not people who, the purpose a lot of times, all this stuff that you are scrolling through, the clickbait, things that are the scarier and the angrier that people are, sometimes that is not what you think it is. It might really be I just want you to click. I want you to click because that's what the social the people who make the software, the longer they can keep you engaged, the more money they make. And if they can get you to push an advertisement right here, right, then they've got millions of dollars. The YouTube channels that are getting millions and millions of dollars for pretending to be news stations. So there's ways to make sure that you're not caught in a trap of believing something that might not be true because you're not doing your job as a historian to review that. So anyway, that's the purpose of this, but please, as you're watching the video, just if it says you're going to get 6, right? Okay, so information, go get your spiral notebook right now, pause the video, go do that, and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and take notes on what they are as you watch it, because that way you will get an A on this. And I'm going to ask you about it on Friday. I'm going to ask you to talk about it in your words. Give me an example of each. So you want to make sure that you have something to go to, right? This isn't like the old days where I'm going to give you a multiple choice test and maybe you can cheat off your friend over there. You actually have to put into words what you're learning. So you really need to make sure that, okay, just like real life, if I'm out in the workplace and I have a job to do and I'm the boss is like right on my back because I have to give a presentation, you better believe that I will have notes with me. And so you want to use them. You want to use your notes to be able to do well on the parts that matter. So you're actually going to do 3 things, right? You are going to do this. And remember this little button here, but let me just say first, you'll do this, then you're going to go back to this. And I gave you a little handout here. It's very, very short. Where is it? Oh, it's at the bottom. Sorry. On yours, it's going to be on the top, the document. When you, after you do the lesson, you're going to look at this document. Actually, you could do this as you watch too, because these are kind of notes that I'm giving you. So I kind of forgot that's more, you can keep that too. You don't necessarily need to take notes yet because I gave you that. But for all practical purposes, always keep a spiral notebook by your laptop. Okay. So 1, you're going to do the lesson. 2, you're going to go to the document. So between these lessons, go to that document. Okay. So that it'll help you do this basically. So number 1, do this lesson. Number 2, go to the document in Schoology. And number 3, do this little info zone things. And as you're going through the lesson, watch. Look at how it looks. You're going to click Get Started. You're going to log in with your Google credentials when you make your account. Okay. So you're going to watch this little video. And then when you're done with the video, when the video goes all the way to the end, you have to push the next button right here. So when it stops, push next, and it'll take you to the next chapter. And then you're going to do the little activity it tells you to do, or you'll have to pick something, push next. Then it'll do something else. You might have to write a little sentence, click next. Okay, so you're working your way through this lesson. It's very good. I think that it's very it's just terminology. You know, this is what this means. This is what an opinion is. This is what the 6 pieces of information is really, really crucial. So that's what that's all about. And